I'm Sakurako.
I'm Taikai.
I'm Keiichiro.
Okay.
You can see them, you can hear them, you can taste them, but oh boy, can they make you smelly or sick? In this science article you're about to hear, you learn the nasty truth about bacteria. Bacteria are tiny living things known as microorganisms that cover the entire earth. They live in the dirt and deep in the sea. They float through the air and thrive in the bodies of every living thing. They are not plants, not animals, not fungi. Instead, they belong to a group of living things called monera. Most bacteria are so small that if you put 10,000 of them in a row, they would measure only about an inch. And getting your hands on 10,000 bacteria is a snap. One bacterium can divide into a million bacteria in half a day. Of course, there always has to be an exception to every rule. A monster bacteria has just been discovered lurking in the rigging, sulfurous, muck of the ocean bottom near the coast of Namibia in Africa. These are big guys, big enough that you can see them without using a microscope. Each is about the size of the period at the end of this sentence. They may not seem huge, but in the bacteria world, that's a King Kong of a germ. What do bacteria love to do most of all? Munch. They munch on the oil in our skin, and they partially digested dinner in our guts. They invade the flesh of the dead cow and the grease in your kitchen drain. They even take on a half-mile wide oil spill. Most bacteria are totally cool little microbes, another name for microorganisms. Some turn raw sewage into chemical that help plants grow. That they are the ones that specialize in devouring grease, eating pond scum, or lapping up those huge oil spills. Good bacteria, such as these, are actually sold by laboratories around the world. Other good bacteria help break down animal hides so they can be turned into shoes, handbags, briefcases, and those cool motorcycle jackets. Other ones are used to make vaccine, medicine, yogurt, and even tea.
Then there are the geeky bacteria, like the ones that create a stink in our armpits. They are not exactly harmful, but they sure are annoying. Finally, there are the very bacteria that can make us sick by causing food poisoning, strep throat, pneumonia, diarrhea, and the other big-time problems. They come in different shapes, just like the bullies at school. There are tall, skinny ones, round, pudgy ones, spiral ones, and chubby ones. And just like the school bullies, they can make your life miserable. One of the main ways that bully bacteria are spread is through bad hygiene. Translation: not washing your hands after you go to the bathroom. Remember that half of what your body is getting rid of when you poop is bacteria. Some of it is harmless, but some is not. As you wipe, bacteria can leap onto your hands. Once on your hands, the bacteria start to reproduce like crazy. If a person who works at the local burger joint doesn't wash. Those bacteria creep into everything he handles. The burgers and fries and milkshakes. And before you can say, I think I'm gonna have, you and everyone else who has the bad luck to eat those that day will be nothing cookies, tossing cookies. Other times, sickness starts when bacteria that live abroad once animal makes that move to another. A perfectly healthy chicken's guts are crawling with salmonella bacteria that help the chicken digest our old chicken feed. But when the same bacteria gets into our intestines, disaster can strike. But you say it's not like I'm kissing a chicken. True, but chances are you're getting one. Undercooked chicken can give you salmonella. Even eating the uncooked eggs that has been beaten into brownie batter can make you pretty sick. So don't lick that spoon.
Some non-living things, such as air conditioners, can hide bacteria cities. Certain types of these microbes adore the warm witness that's created by air conditioner motors, and the air blowing from them propels millions of bacteria into the air and the lungs of whoever happens to be in the room. Before you know what's hit you, you'll be shaking with chills and flushed with a fever from Raynaud's disease. Fortunately, other living creatures, namely fungi, can beat the bully bacteria up. That's basically what the nasty pink stuff is that your doctor gives you for ear infections or strep throat, a mess of bigger, meaner creatures. Kind of like the principal and the dean of students on the warpath. These antibiotics, that's what the pink stuff is called, destroy bacteria. And boy, are we grateful to them. Their only downside, they wipe out the good bacteria, those that break down food, along with the bad. That's why lots of us end up with the threats when we take antibiotics. But fear not, that good guy bacteria will be back, and you can even help bring them back faster by eating yogurt that contains active acidophorous cultures. All living things rot, sometimes quickly, sometimes very, very slowly. Rotting is, believe it or not, a part of growing or living. Without rotting, the corpus of everything that has died since life on Earth began to be piled up all over the place. Bacteria help make that rotting happen. Let's say that the caterpillar gets squashed on the street. A goner, right? No heartbeat, no breathing, but the bacteria living on the caterpillar are still chugging along. They invade the tissue and alter the chemical makeup of that caterpillar, breaking it down into smaller and smaller bits until it disappears and is reabsorbed into the earth. So let's have a round of applause for those hardworking bacteria. If it were not for them, you'd be stepping on a mile high mound of dead bodies on your way to school every day.